This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Sixer Nation, what if I told you that Guerschon Yabusele is not only the missing piece that this roster has needed all offseason, but he has also been criminally underrated due to reasons that weren't even his fault. We'll talk about all that and even hear from him on why he chose the Philadelphia 76ers. But first, welcome into Philly Take with RB. I'm RB. Do me a favor, like the show, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell if you do enjoy the content. Appreciate everybody staying tapped in. We are inching closer and closer to the NBA season and most importantly, training camp, where we'll really dive in deep. But today we have to talk about Guerschon Yabusele. I'm really excited about this guy. Here he is the other day at the Camden practice facility getting his jersey, number 28. Look at that bright smile, man. This guy is just high vibes. Everything I've read, everything I've looked into about him is just, he's a great guy. Great locker room guy, fun, joyful, happy, big smile. I cannot wait to see this guy in a Sixers uniform. And I went back and I dug up the clues. I put together the puzzle pieces to really determine why this guy is not being talked about, why nobody wanted him, why it took him 5-6 years to get back in the NBA. And I figured it out. And we'll talk about that and hear from him. But before we do that, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor of today's show. It is the great BetUS. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go down below, pinned in the chat right now or down in the description. Click the link and get a 125% deposit match bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Best bonus in the industry right now. They are absolutely killing it. Shout out to BetUS. And matter of fact, right now, I went on BetUS and I'm looking at the Sixers because obviously I'm a sicko and I'm pumped up and I want to run through a wall at the beginning of September. And I'm looking at the Eastern Conference odds. And oh, guess what? Even though the Sixers are listed 4th here, look at the odds. BetUS has the Sixers as number 2 behind the Boston Celtics. Comment down below. Who do you think should be the top 4 in the East in order? Right now, they have the Sixers behind the Celtics. That is getting me pumped up because I think the Sixers have what it takes to win the damn East and finally go to the finals with this roster. So once again, check out BetUS. We're going to throw some odds on them to get it done. Easy as that. Couple clicks. Use our link down below. Get a 125% deposit match bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. All right, let's talk about Guerschon Yabusele. Okay, like I said, I'm pumped up for this guy. And on Friday, I believe it was, I was away on vacation, but he spoke with the Philly media. And here is what he says about why he chose the Sixers and what his thoughts are on Joel Embiid.
So I guess we'll just kind of start. Why Philly for you?
Why Philly?
Yeah.
I feel like that was the only team that gave me a shot. So it was just the situation and everything looks pretty good for me. So I'm excited to join the team.
And then obviously you just played against Joel in the gold medal game out there. Like, what about his game maybe stands out to you the most when you kind of think of a guy like that?
I mean, he's like one of the best big in the world. And it's so dominant. His passion to play for the game is really important. And, for me to be able to be here, I want to join them, be part of it.
Shout out to Guerschon for showing the big fella some respect. He's like a mini Embiid out here. Love his posture. Just love the way he's handling himself. But if you caught what he said, Philly's the only team that took a chance on me. Nobody wanted him. Nobody still wanted him after that game in the Olympics and the poster on Bron and all the excitement and the hype. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Why is that? Why does nobody want this guy? Then I go over to an article here on Liberty Ballers. Shout out to my guy, Paul Hudrick. And just as a fun fact, the fact that he even came to the Sixers was huge. He was on vacation. He was on a vacation in St. Martin after a long season, and he wasn't going to talk to anybody but his agent. But look at this. He got the call from the Sixers. He shared the news with his wife and friends, but he was endorsed by fellow French natives and former Sixers, Nicolas Batum and Timothé Luwawu-Cabarrot. Never thought I would have read that damn sentence. Shout out to TLC and shout out to my guy, Nicolas Batum, who helped seal the deal. That's just a fun fact. But okay, why? Why does nobody want this guy? Why is he underrated? So I go back and I'm looking at the Celtics roster for the 2 years that he played with Boston, 2017 He was the 16th overall pick. And here's the fact of the matter, ladies and gentlemen. This team was win now. You remember this team with Kyrie Irving before things blew up, and a young Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and, Terry Rozier and Marcus Smart and all these guys. They were ready to win now. Al Horford, they had a squad. They got to the conference finals. They never got it done at that point. But Guerschon Yabusele was supposed to be a stash pick. But no, he was asked to come into a ready now team where they didn't need guys at that time. So he barely got any opportunity. Did he look the best? Was he very polished? No. He was a project. He was a prospect. But they wanted him to succeed now. Danny Ainge has a surplus of draft picks that he's just going out there picking guys randomly. They didn't need anybody else. And then I go to 2018 and 2019, and they have almost the same damn roster. And oh, by the way, Gordon Hayward's on this team. Remember the whole Brad Stevens obsession, and everybody wanted him to bench Gordon Hayward, and then he ended up having that colossal injury that was unfortunate that ruined his career, and now he's retired. But, Brad Stevens wanted to play Gordon Hayward. He wanted to play the vets. He didn't want to play guys like Guerschon Yabusele. So my point is, he never had a real opportunity, and it made him look very bad. And then he was waived by the Celtics and went overseas. Nobody else took a chance on him. Yes, he could have played better. He should have played better, right? But he was just a project. This is how these overseas guys are. They come, maybe they sit for a year, they learn the NBA game. He never got a real opportunity. So when we look at his stats, they don't look pretty, but I can't 100% blame it on him. Sometimes it is also about the opportunity, and he never really had it in Boston. Then I go and dig even deeper, and I go to a couple pieces that were written by Celtics reporters. Okay, let's go and dive into the nitty gritty. Let's hear what they had to say about him back in 2018 and 2019. This was written 5 years ago. Yabusele has shown tremendous potential to bring that role. The problem is he never does it in the NBA. Let's go up one paragraph. One issue could be how difficult of a role Yabusele is asked to play. The 3-and-D label is used a lot in today's NBA, but that is exactly what the Celtics want out of him. They need his defensive versatility, and they need his floor spacing. Those are not his specialties. That's what they wanted from him. That's what they wanted from day one, even as a backup. Look at the Sixers roster, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what they need from Yabusele. Do they need all the three-point shooting in the world? No, they don't need this guy to be a sniper. They need him to go next to Joel Embiid, grab as many rebounds as he can, be a dog, compliment him on the defensive end, bring that defensive versatility, bring that joy, bring that energy, be able to defend multiple positions, be able to defend down in the block, and just do the nitty-gritty things like he did in the Olympics, maybe put it on the floor a bit, and just do a little bit of everything. This is what they need out of Yabusele. The Celtics wanted him to be a 3-and-D guy, and that was just not who he was at that point. Maybe he could have developed into it, but they never gave him a real shot, and they waived him after 2 seasons, gave him no opportunity to expand and play. You could ask, why did he never come back? That's a great question. He immediately went overseas, and nobody else gave him a shot. So, look, it comes down to both sides, but I still think with another team, he may have had a chance to play more. You have to let these guys develop. We have seen that time and time again with the Philadelphia 76ers. We have a second-round pick. They get no playing time. Then they go elsewhere and they become stars, okay? This is how it goes, and this is why I'm really excited. I'm not saying he's going to set the world on fire from game one, but I think he has something to offer. And for a team that is lacking at the power forward position and still needs a little bit more help there, I think giving him a chance is going to be huge. And here is a Celtics blog that was also written 5 years ago, I guess from some anonymous fan. I don't know what it is, but he says that it was not his fault that Ainge jumped on him way too early, set him up for failure from the start. When we drafted him, I was shocked because I had him pegged as a random Euro stash that might be worth a pick at the top of the second round. 16 was a reach. Everybody knew it. Yabu did us a solid and stayed in China for a year, which people got really excited about. Probably best for both parties, which also was part of the reason we took him. He was always going to be a guy who wasn't ever actually going to contribute to the Celtics, which is why it was a misused pick. Best case scenario was that he ended up blossoming right at the end of his rookie contract, at which point he'd likely have priced himself out of Boston. He was so raw, there was no way for him to contribute in a meaningful way for at least a couple years. I was really high on a couple other guys who haven't exactly panned out either, so I can't trash Danny Ainge too much on this. I definitely don't want to blame Yabu for his draft slot. Seemed like a good guy, great locker room presence. Teammates seem to be pulling for him. So, look, this guy is going to bring a lot of energy to Philly. I'm excited to give him the opportunity. And overall, what do you have to lose? He's on a minimum. He's on a minimum. He balled out in the Olympics and now gets another chance back in the NBA. He stayed the course. He grinded it out, and now he gets another chance. I'm excited for this guy. I am rooting for him. And if he can do just a little bit of what this team needs next to Joel Embiid, imagine that he could be the missing piece. Give me your thoughts. What do you think about Guerschon Yabusele? Should he even play? Should he start? Appreciate everybody tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.